Okay, today we're going to be checking out the brand new Ralph's Club Elixir, which is of course following up to Ralph Club's Parfum. And so this is going to be the third one in the line. They started off strong with an EDP, which is a great one. They bumped up to Parfum, which I prefer to the EDP, and now they have already achieved Elixir status. And I'll be honest, I didn't see this one coming. It's been a while, at least a good couple months since we've had any sort of new releases. It seems like everything comes on all at the same time, and then it just goes completely quiet for weeks, months, however long. So I'm glad to see something new. I just wasn't really thinking it was going to be this, but hey, here it is. And again, for what it's worth, I like the Ralph's Club line. I think they're great scents, and this one looks promising. It's obviously marketed as being the most intense and rich of the entire line, and that's also reflected in the price. But we'll get there in a second. I'm going to dive into this, open it up. We'll smell it together for the first time here on camera. So I guess we can chat about that a little bit right now. First things first, this is a refillable bottle. And this is something that a lot of these big designer brands are really kind of making a push towards. And there's the illustration right there. And I think it's great in theory. It's awesome. But one thing that you will need to be very conscious of is any sort of secondhand purchasing. I'm not talking discounters. Discounters sell stuff packaged new in box. But I'm talking your eBays and your Facebook fragrance groups and swaps and forums and stuff like that. When you're starting to get into buying these refillable bottles secondhand, you have to be careful. So here is our bottle, and I have to admit, it looks super sharp. Camera is not really going to pick up on this the best, but you can see there is a big difference compared to the other ones. For example, here's the Parfum here, so you can see this one has another level of detailing there in the middle. It's a little bit smaller because the new Elixir is only offered in a 75 ml. And the 75 ml retails for $140. That's, again, the only bottle size unless you were to buy a 150 ml refill. But this is standard right here. So definitely not cheap, and we'll see how it lives up. And I have to say, right now, I like that. I really like how that's coming across. Initial, like lightning fast first impressions here, it doesn't remind me as much of the other Ralph Clubs. It doesn't remind me a whole lot of the EDP initially or the Parfum, and that's just like flying by the seat of my pants what I'm getting right now. Now, as it's starting to settle down, maybe it's kind of dipping into that DNA a little bit, but it really is distancing itself from the overwhelmingly sage, aromatic, kind of blue fragrance vibe of the EDP, and it's kind of distancing itself from the more mature tones of the Parfum as well. I'm getting a little bit of a smoky richness, and for sure I'm getting some aromatics in here, you know, a lavender, sage, geranium type of deal, very standard aromatic package there, but it really is focusing more on some heavier, sweeter notes, some more woods going on. And definitely you can tell this is going to be the most intense of the line so far, and also the most rich, mature, and interesting. We'll take a look at the note breakdown. They are giving us a full note breakdown, and this is courtesy of FRAGRANCEBUY.CA. So up top we have green mandarin, grapefruit oil, and cardamom oil. In the mid we have sage, lavender, geranium, and orris butter, or iris. In the base, we have patchouli oil, fir balsam, absolute, leather accord, olibanum oil. So they're kind of dressing some things up here, but you know, we're getting, again, a very aromatic heavy mid, which is no surprise of the line. We're getting some patchouli, some kind of aromatic woody fir balsam in the base, some leather, a little bit of a smoky olibanum here. Off the top, you're getting a little bit of citrus and fruit, but not a ton. Actually, the cardamom is coming through off the top more than those others there. It smells fantastic. It definitely has more of a kind of a sophisticated, well put together nature compared to something like the original and even the Parfum. And the Parfum was a great step up, and I think a lot of people would prefer the Parfum over the EDP, especially when we're talking people like us, fragrance enthusiasts who are wanting something different. But now with the Elixir version being out, I think this is going to be the one that will cater to the collector or the enthusiast the most. And again, there's nothing wrong with the EDP, with the Parfum. Those in their own right are fantastic. The EDP especially is a big people pleaser. It is about as safe as you can possibly play it. The Parfum still follows that same footprint as well, but a little bit more refined, but this does take it to the next level. And I had to double check, I had to look around, and this is actually a Parfum concentration as well. So they didn't pull anything sneaky on us here. They didn't step it down to an Eau de Parfum Intense or something, because they did obviously release a true Parfum concentrated flanker before this. So they're sticking with that concentration here. And I think this especially is really well suited for a Parfum, because you're not going to get anything that screams and shouts off of your skin. This DNA, this style here is going to be better for a more intimate wearing scenario, a kind of a wearing experience where it's leaving a nice trail. People have to get a little bit closer to you, but it also does have kind of a little bit of a push. You know, it's kind of pushing out a little, but it's not going to be obnoxious. And time will tell in terms of longevity. I'm going to have to wear this one, test it thoroughly. I'm especially excited to wear it as we move closer to fall and winter time, but I would imagine that it would probably do pretty well. I know the Parfum version did. Yeah, aromatic in the mid, a little bit more sweet, leathery, smoky in the base, with a little bit of a warm, spicy kick from the cardamom and maybe a little bit of a sweetness from the fruity orange off the top. This smells awesome. And again, this is the type of thing where you could just not really like Ralph's Club all that much. You might not like the EDP. The Parfum may not have even done it for you. But I think a lot of you might have a fair shot of kind of enjoying this if you didn't like the other two previously. Because it is still following a designer footprint at the end of the day. They're still trying to obviously cater towards their target market. They're a business, they're in it to make money, and they want big sales, right? But we can also kind of look at some things about this and appreciate it as well. And I can see some aspects about it that I really like, especially with the kind of the base notes that they have put together here. It smells incredible. In terms of where I think it's going to place this year with all the other new releases we've had, I would think it's going to kind of be in the, I don't know, definitely the upper tier for sure. I would have to go back and smell everything, because we have had a really solid amount of fantastic releases this year. But it's definitely not going to be towards the bottom. It's going to be middle to upper middle, up towards the top for sure. I guess the only downfall to this one is going to be price. 75 ml for $140. That is a pretty high price per mil. They're refillable. That's something that, you know, might be a good factor for you, but, you know, that's just kind of where it's going to be. And I'm sure this will pop up and hit discounters soon. The same thing happened with the Parfum version. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to point you to my mailing list and my texting list. If you hit the first link down below, you can sign up to the mailing list. If you send any text to the number down below, you will be opted into the texting list. And what I do is anytime something rare, discontinued, or hard to find comes into stock, I send out a notification. And also, especially lately, anytime a new release hits discounters, and it happens pretty quick now, I send out a notification as well, giving you the opportunity to get yours, because when something this new hits that quick, it sells out fast. I think that's going to do it for me. Ralph's Club Elixir, really nice. I kind of thought it was going to be good just based off of the note breakdown, but I was for sure right. I think this one's going to do very well once you can get it for below retail. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.